This is footage of the 1961, November 6th of 1961, Bel Air Brentwood fire, which was at the time it was the most expensive natural disaster to occur in the United States, mainly because of the price of the homes. The cause of the fire was said to be an accident, but it appeared to be arson because, well, I mean, they had been having Santa Ana winds and a drought, but they had Santa Ana winds for about 6 days straight. That's unusual. Not only that, but the relative humidity level, which sucks moisture out when it's too low, at Van Nuys Airport, which was right near this location, was at 3%. And just keeping in line with the type of bizarre records and things like that that occur around these fires. And keep in mind, Van Nuys is a good, 3 or 4 miles, the airport, 3 or 4 miles to the northwest. 3%, this is the morning of this fire, before it started. Because I was going to write a book about this, that's why I know all this. It's the one event that reminds me of Santa Rosa. It reminds me of all these fires. Because they have, and sure enough, I went back and looked at my old clips, and there is evidence. There is the same evidence we're using, or claiming, is lasers, directed energy weapons. I mean, I don't really claim those things. I know something bizarre is going on here that I think people should pay attention to. Because I think it goes beyond any kind of laser weaponry and things like that. And, I mean, we could have had laser weaponry back in the 60s. I've also, if you look at the Oakland Hills fire, remember we had the mental boost video, which I thought was brilliant, and the testimony of some of the people while they were, having their camcorders and cell phone cameras on, of fire coming out of the ground. The ground was on fire, they said. And if you look at the Oakland Hills fire, remember that one evacuation scene, the guy was driving, and sure enough, the ground ignites as if there's puddles of oil there. And that's what I thought it was in the past. I thought, well, it's just a thing of trees or some leaves underneath the car. No. Those are flames coming out of, seeping out of the concrete of the, road. Anyways, this is 1961. Now, how would you explain this to people? I mean, you're talking about, like, Zsa Zsa Gabor. I mean, Nixon was there. All these people are going to be like, why did our homes burn down? That's how they were back then. They still are. It's all about the money. This is probably what created the whole, like, protect the houses in the hills thing. Well, they're fireproof now. I mean, this fire changed that, but it really may not have made a difference. Listen to how they describe this phenomenon that occurred in Bel Air. And where?
An air tanker is directed in ahead of their arrival to delay the fire's progress. And in Brentwood, a third crisis. A mile and a half west of furiously burning Bel Air, a completely unexpected phenomenon takes place. Thousands...
Okay, west. Okay, if you're in LA, if you grew up anywhere around the San Fernando Valley, if you've been in the San Fernando Valley, you know that the Santa Anas are not blowing that way from the fire. No, this is an important part to this, because I've gone over this fire report before. It's amazing. It makes no sense. I mean, if this fire were to happen nowadays in Southern California, this exact scenario, like happened in 61, we would be claiming the same things we're claiming about Santa Rosa. And people were talking about thermodynamics. This wasn't called a fire. This was called a conflagration. It's not really listed as a fire. And that's pretty interesting. It's a conflagration. There's not many conflagrations listed in the natural disaster list when it comes to events in the U.S. This one's not listed as just a fire. It's listed as a conflagration. So it is like a firebombing. But miles to the west, like a mile and a half, and the wind's not even blowing in that direction. And if you look at those two arrows there, guys, that is ironically where the Getty Center is now built, and there's a fire there right as we speak. So that area is pretty hot today. It's kind of a hot spot, but it usually isn't. It usually is not. Even though it's next to the freeway, it's got excellent, freeway and fire connection abatement things. It's not an area that burns very often. In fact, besides the one in 12/7 of 17, I don't remember it never burned when I was down there, and I was down there for 35 years. I was born in 72. It didn't burn. It burned in 61. That was the last time. So.
Fire is deliberately set. As ground crews respond, an air tanker is directed in ahead of their arrival to delay the fire's progress. And in Brentwood, a third crisis. A mile and a half west of furiously burning Bel Air, a completely unexpected phenomenon takes place. Thousands of firebrands are literally dumped from the skies on this heretofore untouched section. In residential areas and hills above, the embers spread. From 60 to 70 fires suddenly blaze up, as if an aerial incendiary attack had been launched. Vital
Doesn't that sound familiar? All those fires just popped up out of nowhere, not even in the direction of the wind, and they traveled that far. I mean, that sounds exactly like what people were describing and why we were saying, oh, it's lasers, oh, it's directed energy. It's something. There's no doubt about that. It's not. This isn't just wind and fire and terrain and a drought. It's not. Now, Mental Boost, he has some great video clips, and he's an observant guy. Well, I'm going to try to top him because I'm going to take it way back. I'm going to take it back to 61, and I'm going to find a bizarre anomaly. They didn't have CGI back then. They could have modified this recently. Some of you won't even catch it. But now that I see these things, it's Mental Boost, man. Mental Boost taught me the way of the light. And now I can tell. I could probably tell what caused the fire without even. I could just smell the smoke, and I'll be like, oh, kid playing with a flint. He hit two stones together, and it created a spark. Serious, dude. I got it.
Fire victims, as well as those who merely read about the fire, ask the same question. How can a brush fire get so far out of control within a well-protected city and do the things it does? Let's analyze this fire and see what did happen. Some phases are difficult to explain. Why is a framework of bare wood left unharmed in a furnace of heat that crumbles masonry around it? Why does a roaring fire suddenly stop in heavy brush as if cut by a knife? Why do flames spare one house and consume identical dwellings on all sides? A general pattern of fire behavior, however, can be explained. When a brush fire is traveling downhill, it is most receptive to extinguishment. A wide clearance around the house gives firemen a break to make a stop, provided water is available. Provided winds do not start spot fires across the canyon, and combustible roofs do not ignite from falling embers. The fire preheats canyons to ignition temperatures. As flames move uphill, the reaction can be almost explosive. A parallel to this reaction is demonstrated with a branch from a specimen of hillside brush. Held upright with fire moving downward, the fire travels slowly. But reverse the situation. Place the fuel above the fire. On a hill fire, burning brands carry over the top to start spot fires on the opposite side.
Demon embers.
Where those spot fires merge with the original blaze, you'll see fire that leaves only chimneys and brickwork.
Demon embers.
And no amount of wetting down can stop it.
Yes, I'm going to try it.
Now let's take another look at fire in action. Brush fires create their own wind. Turbulent. As flames move uphill, the reaction can be almost explosive. Stop. This is a fire that simply will not be quit. Wind will not stop. This is a fire that simply will not be quit. And then in late afternoon, they get their burst. Can a modern water system properly designed to meet emergencies? But even in such attempts to save individual homes, firemen are further thwarted by the loss of water.
Oh no!
How can a modern water system properly designed to meet emergency fire conditions fail to function?
God. The fire behavior. Not this next scene, but the one right after it. It's just going to show a shingled roof on fire, which was common at this fire. Coming up here in a minute here. Watch the left side. Watch it. Boom. Just fully engaged. The fire. We'll go back again and start again. Full ignition. That's the stuff that Mental Boost is showing us in the videos for the Santa Rosa fire. Watch. Full ignition. It's not lit, and then it's lit like a microwave weapon. It says this is 61. It's coming there. It's coming up here in a moment. It's lit, then it's not lit, then it's, watch, full ignition. Boom. See, all the way down to the bottom, then it goes out. And water doesn't even seem to work on the fire. That's exactly what we're seeing up here. So it's not, if it's in weapons, it's not weapons that were invented in the last 30 or 40 years.